Hi, this is Brooke Stevens, and I wanted to show you Heart in the Storylabs platform. Now, a part of the Heart curriculum, very fundamental part, is the triangle model to teach sex ed. So in this model, teachers will share information and lead discussions. Pupils take an active role in class and as a homework assignment conduct parent interviews, and parents teach the values. So in order to make the triangle model successful, as described right here, we need to have these things happen. We need transparency for parents, engagement for students, and accessibility for teachers. So I'm going to show you how that works. So let's go to chapter 1. Transparency for parents. So typically if they have a workbook, they have to type in the links, or they have to set up a time at the district office for review. If every student has a Heart account, which is less than the cost of a workbook, for $3, the parents can log in and they can see every chapter that is being taught, click on it, and see all of the subtopics right here that are being taught, and they can review it, which is important for the parents to teach them what's going on. They need to have access to this information. Not only do they have access to the information that the students have, but down here, they have the teacher materials, so they can see the teacher's guide, which is very useful in seeing the references. Let's just scroll down, and you'll see that right here there are teacher readings and study materials, some resources, and some references that the parents also have access to. Engagement for students. Students, a lot of times, are acquainted with getting short bursts of information with an image. So we have done the same thing. This is about 1:13 to read.
1.4.1 Importance of Relationships. This, the first of 6th, 7th grade sex ed lessons.
Or they could listen to it, and then they can check it off. And being able to track and see what they're doing helps them to feel successful. So it's been rewritten so that it has a student audience. Instead of saying, ask your students to do this, it will say, what do you think about it? Students also have surveys to engage them, so they can ask questions discreetly about puberty. They could say, what are positive attitudes that you have? Give yourself an A grade or an F grade, and then they can see what other students are saying on that. The online notebook helps them stay organized. The journal prompts are down here. They can answer the questions right as they ask their parents, so it's not lost. They have proof. They can export it to their teachers or to themselves if they want, and it's in here for whenever they want to access it. Let's see, they have links to all of the media. In here is a recitation of the poem, How Do I Love Thee? Let me count the ways that they can watch. They also have links to any materials that they might have questions about. Many of them are from the CDC. So you'll notice that this is right from the CDC, and it talks about all of these things that kids will have questions about. And as far as accessibility for teachers goes, you'll see in the teacher's material, there is a teacher's guide, which is the basic information where they can review the notes in the introduction. Another thing before they teach that they will want to review is the question box responses. This is where students can go to the question box and they can say, I have a question in number 3. How do I put a condom on? And the teacher, let's see, they have to give a class code and say, everybody just type in Bob. It doesn't matter. They don't want to identify themselves or their class because it is anonymous and for all Heart users. And you'll see, now the rules for the question box are that it's appropriate, and this might be a good question to ask their parents. Let's see, question box responses. And you'll see that the teacher can see all these questions. So then the teacher will go to teacher presentation. They can pull up this little box and see it's about 90 minutes. This is an overview of the activities and discussions that they will lead. But they can teach right from this file, and it's important that the parent has it too. So from the images, they could build conversation, ask questions. In bold, these are the overheads that are mentioned in the lesson plan, so they can be projected. And then the activities are highlighted, so they know to stop and have an activity. And they can read aloud with the class. This one says to watch a video. So we'll go find the video, say listed under extra resources in the side tab. So let's go to our extra resources. Oh, let's see, video 101. And of course now teachers can preview this ahead of time. And they say, well, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make sure to say this, and I'm going to do this multiple choice activity to review, or I might do the crossword puzzle or ask the students to do the crossword puzzle. Now in the crossword puzzle, you'll see that all of the words they could use are here, or I'll give them 10 minutes to do it. This is also a resource for teachers in case they've gone through the whole lesson, which is meant to take, let's see what that is again, 90 minutes. So one class period, and then they have some time left over. So they can go through here and review it. It's all meant to be accessible for the teachers. Another accessibility feature is making it accessible to those parents who don't speak English and possibly the students. Here's the ELL copy of the file. They're going to download it. Let's see, I'm saving it to, oh, wrong button. I'm saving it to my desktop, and then I'm going to click on Google Translate. I'm going to click on Documents, browse the computer, and I'm going to translate it into Arabic. And parents will have accessibility to all that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I don't know how accurate it is, but it's probably better than they would get in any other curricula. Okay, and then text-to-speech for students with disabilities, links to all resources, question box responses, and that is how Storylabs helps Triangle teach in the Heart curriculum by adding transparency for parents. They get to see absolutely everything, engagement for students in short bursts of information with images, activities, links to media, and accessibility for teachers. Everything is included for them, including features for their students who need translation or text-to-speech.